Hello, Dave.
Hello.
So, what have we got here?
We've got a Stylophone 350s, which is a strange two controller stylophone. One of which plays the notes, and the other one is for some of these weird effects it does. It's got this weird reiteration effects, and a light controlled wah wah pedal, which isn't really working at the moment. It's incredibly dead. It will whimper. The great thing about these is they got 8 different sounds that you can select and mix with these switches here. And it should sound a lot nicer than that. It should sound a lot louder than that. So yes, an interesting restoration project.
So, what's going on inside?
What's going on inside? Well, inside, if we push all those down, turn off the power supply. Inside, you have this lot. You can't really see much from this side. The board is screwed down again. In fact, let's unscrew it. Should have done this first. What's great about these early circuits is the screws are kind of put in at random. There's no kind of real logic behind it. Undo those as well. You can cut this bit. Right, here we are. Right, inside this you've got, now this one's main problem is that this bit of the circuit here is basically like a guitar wah-wah pedal, only instead of having a foot pedal, it's light controlled from this thing here. So by putting your hand over it, you can actually alter the tone. Although it does have a socket on the side so that you can bypass that and have a foot pedal instead.
Stylophone with a foot
Stylophone with a built-in wah-wah pedal. Yeah, its main problem is that this coil here, which is part of the wah-wah circuit, is actually missing. But I've just managed to find another one for the enormous sum of 23p. So that's mendable. I've just discovered that this control here is totally broken, which is why it wasn't making much noise just now. But that's just a little preset, so that's easy and cheap to repair. This one's difficult component is this one here, which is actually the power amplifier. And you can't buy those, so that it's a chip configuration that I think was only ever used on that. There is a similar one, but all the legs come out in a different place. So if that's gone, you need to build another little amplifier to go in it. Having said that, that's easily done. You just get a little one-chip amplifier and just replace it on a little board. But fortunately, that's working in this one. What does go wrong with them, the big job, is these switches get incredibly grubby inside. And you have to take all these screws out. And then that all comes up, and then you can just clean up the contacts. The other thing about this is this actually works. It's designed to work with 2 big chunky 9-volt batteries, which are incredibly expensive these days. I've actually, while I'm mending it, I've actually added a socket for an external power supply. But the thing is, you've got to use a very good power supply, because although the whole thing is designed to run on 18 volts, this chip will burn out at 19 volts. So you don't want to just plug in any random power supply. This is a very good, very precise power supply. What I will do with this is that I will, the two batteries are meant to sit in here and here, and I'll replace them with blocks that will hold, each one will hold hold a lot of AA batteries, so that you can run it from AA, which these days is a cheaper option, and you won't need to change the batteries so often. But yes, it should be fun when it works.
This was they didn't make very many of these.
No,
did they?
no, these are incredibly rare. And they did start falling apart almost as soon as they came out the box. They had various problems. Interestingly, if you want one and you've got money to spare, the original company is now doing refurbished and updated ones, and they also do a special power control module for them, which you can put in, so you can use it safely using an external power supply. It just replaces that. I think it also replaces the chip I was pointing out that's impossible to get. But yes, it's capable of an amazing range of sounds, considering what it is. And maybe we should come back to it once it's working.